More math, because math is fun. Today, let's talk about 0 divided by 0. That is, of course, notated like this. Now, already you might see some discrepancies. So, what is it equal to exactly? Well, it could be equal to 1, because anything divided by itself is equal to 1. But it could be undefined, because anything divided by 0 is undefined. But it could also be 0, because you have 0 in the numerator. So then, what is it exactly? Well, let's explore. Let's start with algebra. 0 divided by 0 equals some quantity n. We want to solve for n, because n is equal to what 0 divided by 0 is. Well, we can multiply both sides by 0, since we're not dividing by 0. So you have 0 equals 0 times n. Well, 0 times anything is still 0, so you get 0 equals 0. It doesn't matter what n is. 0 is still equal to 0. So from this, we get that n is equal to all real numbers. You can plug in anything for n, and it will be true. So far we have 1, we have 0, we have undefined, and we have all real numbers. Well, all real numbers includes 1 and 0, so we can cross them off the list. Alright, one last thing, which is graphing graphing x over n, right? So we have, let's make a graph. Right, and then, so this graph is the value of the fraction in general as the denominator decreases in size, which would look something like if the x value is a denominator, right? And this is a value of the total thing. When the closer it is to 0, the larger it is, because large denominators make for small fractions, and very small denominators make for large fractions, like dividing by half makes your numerator twice as big. However, when you hit 0 as your denominator, what happens is it goes from this to a completely straight up and down line. Now, so normally we'd write this as infinity, but it's not infinity, because it doesn't matter how far along we get, we aren't getting any closer to infinity. It's still equal to this value. Never quite reaching this line it needs to. It's very close, but it's never making any progress. So it's not infinity, it's undefined, right? So that is where we get the undefined from. So, though, it does have some consequences. In this problem in specific, because 0 divided by 0, the numerator is also 0. So, even though it's approaching infinity, the value of this is always 0. Because it doesn't matter what we make the denominator, the top value is unaffected by anything. 0 times anything is still anything. So you don't have this for 0 over the 0. You have this line going right along the v-axis in our case. So 0 divided by 0, according to this, is always true. It is a second argument for all real numbers. And also an argument that cancels out undefined as an argument. Thus, for the only answer left is all real numbers. So 0 divided by 0 is equal to all real numbers. Thank you for watching.